Hey ladies, I wanted to give my testimony about why I'm excited about this product, the Jewel sanitary napkin. You can see it. Oh, there we go. Okay, when I started using this product, I had a 16-day cycle of extreme heavy bleeding. It was so heavy that no matter how much product I used, it still would not stanch the flow and it would not hold or keep, so I was having multiple accidents. And it was the first time I had an accident since I was a teenager. And it was embarrassing. I literally couldn't go to work for the first 7 days of this 16 plus day cycle because I was bound to have an accident. There was a lot of painful cramping that went along with it, headaches, and we're not even going to talk about the mood swings. Now, prior to this jump in my cycle, which I normally had a 7 day cycle and it jumped to 16 days, prior to that jump, I didn't have a whole lot of issues. My period would be heavy for like 2 days and then um, it would taper off by the seventh day. After the jump, it was heavy for 7 days. And then it was just like super pouring. And then it would taper off after 16, 17 days. So the next month, my cycle went from 16 days to 18, 19. About the third month of me going through this, I literally had like a week break between periods. And I was anemic at the time, but I didn't know. I just knew I was very tired. My hands was cold, my feet were cold. So I went to go see my doctor because I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting younger. Maybe it's because, maybe I have fibroids. So I had him do a complete test. He did a blood test. So metabolically, he checked everything. I had him do an ultrasound, and the results came back, and it said that metabolically, they have no reason why I would be bleeding that heavily. Um, when it came to the ultrasound, my uterus was fine. There were no fibroids. So basically, the doctor could not explain why I was bleeding. And I was pretty much left with no options and choices. I didn't even really get anything for the anemia because he never checked to see if I was anemic. So then I questioned my daughters because I wanted to know, was it just me? And that's when I had a really pretty big shock. Like my daughters told me, yeah, mom, the same time I had my problem and my cycle jumped, theirs jumped and got heavy. One daughter's not only jumped, but the following month it ceased. So they were like, well, maybe it's the pads, mom, and it's okay, we can make pads, which sounds good, and it is good. It really is good. And you can do that. But I'm a real estate agent, so I'm literally all over the place, and I needed something more convenient. So I began to pray and ask God for a solution. Well, God introduced me to a man who shared with me the video about the jewels, and he told me about the pads. And without even seeing a demonstration, I was like, I don't have anything else to lose but my uterus if I don't fix this. So I went ahead and tried the pads. At the time I got the pads, I was 7 days into that 16 plus day cycle. I literally grabbed the pads from him and left. I'm pretty sure he thought I was rude. But I was desperate. So I put on one pad. Now, mind you, I was out in the street. Once again, I'm a real estate agent, so I was out in the street. And I had been out for about 4 hours before it certainly occurred to me I hadn't changed and didn't really feel the need to change. Like, normally I would be flowing really heavy and going through like 26 pads or something. I really didn't feel the need to change. So that was a bit of a shocker. And so when I finally got home that evening, I changed my pad again. So that's two pads first day. About the second day, I used two more pads, one in the morning, one in the evening. Now, I was going through a lot of pads, and all I had to use was two. So, excuse me. So, I noticed also that the flow, that heaviness had stopped, and the cramping was gone, and I didn't have the headache. So, I was really excited about that. And so, the third day, my cycle completely dried up, so there was no more bleeding. And I was excited about that. And I said, okay, well, my cycle's completely over, but grandma told you to put them panty liners on, right? So I put a panty liner on, but I didn't put on a Jewel panty liner. I put on a store-bought panty liner. Guess what happened in 3 hours? I started hemorrhaging again. I was scared. I mean, that really freaked me out. So I took off the store-bought panty liner, put on the other panty liner from the other product, and within 30 minutes that bleeding stopped. That convinced me without a shadow of a doubt that I needed to change. And I made the switch. I've been doing it for over a year now, and I'm beyond happy with the results. I mean, not only did it save me from having to go through potential surgery, it saved my oldest daughter from all the allergies she finally admitted she was having with the other products on the market. And it helped my baby daughter's cycle to normalize without her taking pills. So I'm really excited about the product. I'm not asking you to believe me, but I am asking you to try it. Okay, there's no harm in trying it. Nothing beats a failure but a try.